Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Welcome to Hey, Julie. We're getting to start off great. Welcome to Hey, Julie, a podcast, a.k.a. Hey, Jeff, a podcast about Survivor, mostly Big Brother, all sorts of other stuff. My name is Brett.
I'm Danielle.
And oh my God, how exciting is this? It's our first ever live stream.
I couldn't be more excited. I feel like I'm back in college and I'm going to a big party and I'm having my first beer.
Oh, by the way, we are drinking beers in the
Yes.
for the occasion, or at least I'll crack mine on air.
Yeah.
How about that? And so, welcome to the show. We're going to intro this all brand new because we might have new listeners. We might not have new viewers
Yeah, you never
for
know.
the first time. So, we talk about Big Brother mostly, but we dove into Survivor this year, and we kind of don't know that much about it, as our listeners can attest, and as they at us all the time. But
Yes.
Welcome to the show. We hope to be with you all summer for Big Brother. Waiting on an announcement from the CBS Lords. And
We've got our fingers crossed.
Exactly. Anyways, we have a long-ass Survivor finale to talk about,
3 hours. I wasn't ready. I thought for sure it was going to be a standard 2 hours. And then you messaged me being like, it's a long one.
No. Yeah, it's
No?
a long one. I mean, no, it wasn't going to be 2 hours. That's what I meant.
Of course. And then there are just so many pivots this episode takes, so many shocking, the Zoom calls really always took me off guard with this episode, even though it's part of our daily lives now. Every time I saw Jeff speaking directly to his large iPad, I was shocked.
So we have a lot to talk about here with this Survivor finale. Very little. I'm sure we'll spend 30% of the time talking about the gameplay, someone being crowned the king of Survivor, moves being made, someone from the edge of extinction coming 4 or 5 votes away from almost winning $2 million. But no. Welcome to Hey Julie, if this is your first time. We're going to talk about Jeff's garage and some fashion choices for solid 45 minutes here. Are you ready?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about the commercials for other CBS shows.
I do have some thoughts on commercials. We'll get to that.
This is our flavor. Yeah, if you're looking for strategy, Rob Has a Podcast is down the corner, honey. This is all about hot takes and garbage thoughts. So
okay,
we're very excited.
Open on Jeff, who lives at home. So I have some thoughts about the production here. You know what? Good for them. They shipped him some nice cameras.
Gosh.
They had 2 little angles. So you have the nice angle of him, and then you have the other angle on the side. And they sent him crates of set dressing from Fiji.
I mean, one thing I think we're both, we texted back and forth, oh my God, Jeff is a star. He is a pro. And you can tell because even, on a set with costumes and location and the music and the editing, anyone can be a star. But when you're just a man with some dubious fillers that are very clear suddenly, but standing in front of a camera, talking about Survivor, that's when the true art comes through, and Jeff delivered.
Jeff got a box of set, a box of fake crates that say Fiji on them. He got a camera. He has one half of his Power Beats Pro, and he's ready to go. I did have some thoughts here where I don't even know when the hell they got to this in the episode, but he's throwing to commercial. But first, we sent an audio recorder to all 20 of the contestants and had them talk about their thoughts. Listen, I know I'm a bit biased as a professional audio producer in my own life. How about we send a nice microphone to Jeff? You sent him 2 crates full of stuff. You sent him the camera. You sent him the other camera. You had his poor child or whoever build it all, because Lord knows Jeff didn't.
Yeah,
build
I was
anything in his
confused.
garage.
I'm glad to have you, an audio professional, on to give your take, because I was very confused as to why was it just audio? Don't you want to see these people too? Or do they want to keep Michelle's gorgeous bob a surprise till the end? Maybe that's why.
I didn't even think about this till right now. Where did your girl get a haircut?
She looks amazing. I don't know.
Where did she get a haircut in the last 2 months?
That's the thing about Survivor. And I guess in some ways Big Brother too, but like you get so used to seeing these people without professional hair and makeup that then when you do see them on finale night, you're like,
gorgeous.
Where the hell did you come from? Yeah, exactly.
She looked like a different person. She looked like a different person.
She did. That's the thing. She's gorgeous on the island. Don't get me wrong. She always looks beautiful. But like, yeah, with a full face and a haircut and a sparkly dress, she looked like she was a Vegas showgirl. She looked amazing.
I'm no Dr. Anthony Fauci. I'm no Governor Andrew Cuomo. But to my general knowledge, the tri-state area, which is where Michelle's from,
yeah,
not quite South Korea levels of like no virus yet. Like, in fact, quite the opposite.
We're not doing well. We are not doing well.
So where did Michelle get this haircut? Where did she get this professional makeup job? We demand answers. I'm
wondering, her sister was there and her sister also looked gorgeous. So maybe they did a sister act here. I don't know. But we have some thoughts about everyone's looks. The final tribal council looks after everyone gets a shower and a shave.
We've been doing this for like 30 minutes, I imagine, already, and we haven't even touched about anything. Do you want to talk about the game at all? Do you want to talk about Survivor?
I guess it's like we can go through a little bit. Like, congrats to Natalie. All season long, Brett and I were like, what's the point of Fart Island? We were like, does this mean anything? Like, why do we keep seeing these people? Finally, Natalie earned her stripes, fought her way back in an absolutely insane challenge that had like many different parts. She fought her way back in.
Seeing the full game play out, they've been doing Fart Island, aka Shit Island, aka Edge of Extinction, aka Edge of something. People just use all sorts of different words.
Right.
Seeing the full game play out where, someone actually comes back in the end game and everything they've been doing there the entire time actually counts as the game. It's not just, we're used to Jury House, right? We're used to a 9-bedroom mansion in like Thousand Oaks, Malibu area, California, next door to the Bachelor house. Maybe they get a good rate. That's 2 different networks. But maybe they get a good rate if they rent them all year round. Like, we're used to them sending them to a house and they just play board games and they're done. Like, this was part of the game. And as we are wont to do, let's just compare stuff to Big Brother. I think there are some great things from the end game of Survivor that they could take to Big Brother. We tried it last year with Camp Comeback a little bit. Didn't work optics-wise. But the way that Survivor, the Edge of Extinction, Fart Island, what have you, actually is a part of the game. And when that person comes back, obviously they have a target on their back. But they have a legitimate shot to win the game. And they're not just seen as someone who was voted off. They're seen as someone who sort of moved to a separate rung of the game. Not just like a loser cast off.
And it was hard. Yeah, it was hard for us to take that in. We're used to the people leaving just being straight up losers. And failures, and these people were playing their own game the whole time, and like, good for Natalie. And the whole time we kept saying, like, why do people keep bringing up the fact that Natalie's a beast? Now we understand. It's because she fought her way back in. I just want to give a little quick shout out during this challenge to get back into the game. Obviously, Natalie is killing it, but deep in the background, on one of the like balance beams, absolutely struggling, is my tiny king, Adam. Just a shout out to him. He tried, he failed, but I saw him there struggling, and much love to him.
God bless our millennial Steve Buscemi king.
Exactly. And then she wins, and all of Edge of Extinction sort of has to line up to talk to Jeff, and Tyson was crying, and you know why? Because Daddy just got laid off.
You see Friday Night Lights, the movie?
Of course.
Booby Miles, he tears his ACL in college. He's cleaning out his locker. He stays strong for the guys, and then he gets into his car, and his uncle or his dad or whoever's driving the car, and he breaks down in tears. Amazing acting. Like one of the most, I'm not even making a joke. Like, it's one of the most heart-wrenching scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
The movie and the show, gorgeous acting.
That's Tyson. Like, how did you feel? Just like, this is what daddy does. I literally don't know what else to do with my life. Like, I don't know.
And he just lost his job. Like, this is the equivalent of him coming home and being like, sorry, daddy, we're going to have to move now because daddy can't bring home the bacon anymore.
Question for you. I know you're not an American citizen. I'm sure in Canada you have all sorts of wonderful social services to people who are being impacted by the current state of the world.
Yes.
Does Tyson get to claim uninsurance as a result of coronavirus for not being on Survivor 41 or whatever?
Yeah, I think they all do. And I think they all deserve it. I'm in favor of every reality show person getting government assistance and every person on the earth getting government assistance if they want it. Yang gang, baby.
Yes, this is your premiere. Hashtag Rose Twitter, hashtag Survivor Pod. We're here and we want AOC is not 35, doesn't matter. Make her president. Rules don't matter anymore.
Soon enough. So, I mean, this part of the episode was really just everyone crying. Kim cries. Rob cries. Rob has been on Survivor for 188 days of his life.
That is a literal half year. That is 6 months.
That is crazy. I just was like, good Lord, they wanted to give everyone their shot to have their, listen, this is going to be your last episode where you can get TV time. So go ahead and turn on the waterworks, honey. That's what the PA said before they started shooting this.
It's interesting because they didn't know when they were doing this that they were going to have to sort of cut out the whole reunion gang part of it. And I just say gang after everything because you said gang. It's in my head. So they didn't know they had to do that. I wonder how much stuff is sort of on the cutting room floor. I mean, obviously a lot. How much stuff is on the cutting room floor for a normal finale? And they were like, all right, well, we're not going to do the 30 or 40-minute reunion thing. Let's let's have them all go down the line and talk about their journeys. Oh my God.
Yeah, so, exactly. Talk about why you're sad.
How did you feel about that? The episode, I feel like just because I'm not in Survivor that much, that I'm not used to it very much, but
yeah, it was difficult. And yeah, there are so many of these people who I don't know that much about, so it's hard for me to care that much. I mean, I know Rob. I was just like, oh my gosh, so much crying. And then I was absolutely shocked by what happened next, which was you go from the island and all these people crying about their journeys to Jeff on Zoom in his living room. That took me away. I shrieked.
How did you feel about, though, how
Jeff's
much
fillers?
Jeff's what?
Fillers. I think it's very tasteful work. I think, listen, I'm a Jeff fan. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's very tastefully done and it looks great. But on a Zoom call, you really can see it.
Yeah, and you think with the low latency, the low quality, the low fidelity that you would be able to mask those things. I was more upset as a audio person that they couldn't get him we talked about this earlier. They ship a mic to all these people and they're like, my journey was magical. They show them falling into the water during a competition. It's like, why don't we get the same mic for Jeff? This guy's hosting a 3-hour long finale, probably the biggest thing CBS is going to air all year if no sports come back. Maybe ship him a nice thing so he's not talking into his fucking MacBook built-in mic. Please, you ship a better mic to them because you cut to their audio and it sounds better. I digress. How much of this episode, though, there was so much of this episode, and I guess that's part of the end game of Survivor is telling your story, telling your resume. I mean, that's part of the end of all these long-form competition shows where it's you have to explain your resume to people. But so much of it, I don't know if it was just on this episode of Survivor or all episodes of Survivor where it's not only are you giving your resume, you also have to explain what sort of psychological trauma you have excised by being here for 30 days. Can't you just eat rice, lose 30 pounds, and win $1 million? Why do you have to be solving whatever inner cry? And now I forgive my father for beating me. I don't know.
I mean, I have to think, I'm glad you bring this up because it pivots. Listen, let's just get it there quickly, okay? So there's a fun slide immunity challenge. Michelle wins. Natalie wants to look
Come
for
from
an
behind.
idol. Tony's worried about all the idols and wants to get rid of Denise, whatever. So we're at the first tribal council. And this ties into what you were just saying, okay? Where like Sarah goes off on a monologue.
Beautiful.
A heartfelt monologue. Yeah, very heartfelt,
Sarah.
very beautiful. If a girl cheats, she's a bitch. But if a guy does it, he's a stud. And then Jeff is like, you bring up a great point. And I want to speak on behalf of Survivor. Like, culture has evolved, and Survivor hopefully has evolved with it. And I'm going to look deep inside myself. It was so interesting. Like, it's almost as if CBS was like, you know what? We've fucked up a lot. And here's how we're going to make it better. We're going to tell
Don't know why,
Jeff,
don't know how. Explain further.
well, because look at last season of Big Brother. Look who won.
I honestly don't even remember who won.
Jackson won.
Oh,
Jackson,
no.
Jackson with his racist comments won, okay? And like horrible attitudes towards women usually. I'm sure if I met him in real life, I'd think he was nice. but
Number one Cody fan, Danielle Gibson.
Yeah, right.
They're welcoming their second daughter
listen,
soon.
Congrats to them. Congrats to them. They're on baby number 2. But that happened in the CBS reality universe other. And then Survivor also had, I mean, I didn't watch this season, but they had their issues with like that male contestants who was like gropey or we, like.
Yeah, that was last season, right? It was 38 or 39. Yeah, he was grabbing everybody. He was grabbing people on the contestants. He was grabbing people on the crew. And they eventually kicked him off.
Right. But they juiced him for as many episodes as they could, didn't they? There was something like off about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're coming to this podcast for like details about previous seasons of Survivor or serious political commentary,
so sorry. We do apologize.
Subscribe to like Vice or something. I don't know. They just laid off.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. This just came out of nowhere for me. This whole like. Women are powerful. Women are allowed to be cheats on Survivor. And it was very like, yes, queen from Survivor.
Yeah.
Which
I was really dubious of it coming from Sarah as well, who, aside from this, like this took a lot of the shine off of her very strange gameplay this episode. Like
the whole season, her game has not been clear to me.
There was no path to her winning. Okay, what if she won the fire? What if she won the fire challenge at the end of the episode? What if she got to the end and not Tony? Would she have won, or would Natalie have won?
I think Natalie would have won. Also, I feel so bad for Michelle.
Oh, she got a haircut. She did her makeup. She literally looked like a fucking Charlize Theron. She looked like Ion Flux.
She did. You're so right. Oh my gosh. Yes, she looked incredible. And for what? For not a single vote?
Squadouche.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, I was just like, I love a detour in a CBS produced show about how they're woke now. Jeff's like, you know what? I'm going to call you by your last name from now on.
Oh,
and she's like, I'd appreciate that. And
then he forgets a few times, and then he starts doing it like a day later.
And like, I love across the fire, the Fart Island people being like, wow, this is powerful. It's like, I guess it is for some people. Listen, I'm a liberal elite. So maybe to me, this just seems like so ridiculous, but if this opens someone's mind about how women can also be backstabbers in the game of Survivor, then good.
It goes back to, I mean, at the same time, look at the final 6. It was 4 women and 2 men. Look at the amazing makeup of people on the show. Obviously, there's 40 seasons to pull from, but I would say that there's like a lot more iconic. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get killed for this, but like I feel like there's like really strong female winners of Survivor. It doesn't feel like it's as biased of a show as Big Brother is. Like,
yes, and in that way, like Survivor trumps Big Brother for sure.
Absolutely. I was dubious of it. I mean, I kind of feel weird like shitting on that a little bit. I just thought it was like a very weird.
I'm not shitting on the sentiment. I'm just shitting on the fact that like, where the hell did this come from? This is just so not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting Jeff on Zoom, and I wasn't expecting this like brief detour into being woke. I just wasn't. It's not what I expect when I watch a CBS reality show.
You know what's coming out next summer on CBS? Woke Sheldon.
Okay, but can we talk about Providence?
What's Providence?
The commercial for the show where she's like, I don't live on Earth. I live in Providence.
I didn't get that one.
It's all about like being sexy in Providence, Rhode Island.
Wasn't that a show on NBC like 10 years ago? Like
well, maybe CBS picked it up. I don't know.
Okay, while we're on CBS commercials talk, is there a game show Keegan-Michael Key will not host?
Look, not everyone gets to direct Get Out. Sometimes you have to be the other person in that relationship, and hosting a show brings in some great bacon.
Absolutely, but I can't go. My phone blows up earlier. House Party, the app, which I've used 4 times in thing. Hey, Keegan-Michael Key's hosting some bullshit on this right now.
God,
my dude, you're a talented actor. Why are you turning into like Ellen DeGeneres? What's going on?
Okay, in Keegan-Michael Key's defense, Brett, right now, nothing's shooting. So if a tech startup with hot buzz comes to you and says, hey, will you host a show? And in return, we'll give you like 10,000 shares of our company. And right now we're valued at $500 million. You're going to say yes.
Do you have any more like finance insights?
This is just like from my days at HQ, like the answer is always to offer celebrities shares in the company.
This is the first time we've dabbled in this, and Danny's like, oh yeah, well, when you have a market cap of $500 billion and some of your other competitors are in the unregulated market, this has been.
I wish.
I wish. Peeled back and found a new layer of your soul.
It is a new layer.
We're just gonna turn this into Mad Money with the buttons.
We saw a new layer of Jeff, and we saw a new layer of Ding Dong Danny. So we have to keep moving because it's a 3-hour long. We have got to keep moving.
Well, we're only 25 minutes into the stream, so we can
I know, but we're only at the first tribal council.
Okay.
There's 100 of them.
Yeah, okay. So questionable decisions coming up next. Let's talk about our friend Ben.
Poor Ben.
Beautiful Ben.
Plain old Ben.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Ben, like, really, all I have written about Ben this entire 3-hour thing, my only note about him says, bye, Ben. Like, listen, someone asked us a question on Twitter that was like, look at these rankings that people have made of winners, and Ben is on the bottom as like low tier and forgettable. And I completely agree with that.
I have some Ben thoughts for after he gets evicted, but like, what was the point here? Like, he thought Sarah could beat Tony? ?
Yeah, and he starts, okay, here's one thing I'll say. His genuine tears over this, talking with Sarah, was beautiful. I was like, when will a man cry like that over me? Like, he was feeling it.
I'll just keep this live stream going. You hang up and you see.
He was feeling it, and I was just like, so he was martyring himself, right? He was like, listen, if you feel like not like getting rid of me or not using the idol on me or whatever, that's fine. And he just cried over it.
So it was because Natalie had found the idol, and they weren't 100% sure who had it, but then they found out who had it. Well, no, here's what it was. It was he really liked her, and he wanted to. There was no way she was going to win, so he wanted to give her something for her resume. Hey, at least you took out Ben, who, side note, some other podcast ranked as like one of the shittiest winners. Like,
yeah, and I agree because I'm like, he seemed perfectly fine, but what did he win? Like, what season on Earth did he win?
He won Heroes versus Healers versus something else. Because we talked about that on the last pod, and someone corrected me online.
I think it's so sad because, like, Michelle talks about how she has self-esteem issues because of her win. I think Sarah talked about that too. Maybe Natalie did too. All these people are like, oh, I feel bad about my win because it wasn't an iconic win. They all seem like more deserving than Ben. I'll just say.
I thought Ben was like really a formidable force in this game. Like they just couldn't get him out, and then at the end he's just like, take me. I don't know. I thought it was the thing. Weird.
Like their final gameplay was so much more memorable and more interesting than Ben's. That's what I mean by that. So at the ceremony, Natalie plays her idol, Tony plays his idol, Ben plays his idol. So
no, this was the previous one. That was the previous one where Denise.
We already moved past this one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bye, Denise. We didn't even say bye to Denise. Bye, Denise.
Bye, Felicia.
Okay. And then, we're at second immunity. Tony won. Yes, they have their heart to heart. Second tribal. Thank you. Sorry. It's just so much. I have to keep up.
So Ben gets voted. Ben is going to get voted out here. And it's relatively so I actually thought that Michelle was going to get voted out here, but I guess not. Like it was right up there for the taking. Natalie plays it for herself, right? She has an idol the first time, and then she finds an idol again. And there's a sort of, who's she going to play it for? And it's this sort of game of chicken where if they want to vote out Natalie, but they're afraid or they want to vote out Michelle, but they're afraid Michelle might play the idol for Natalie or vice versa. And there's this sort of game theory game of who is Natalie going to save versus who are they going to throw their votes at. And then it doesn't matter because right before Ben's like, just vote me out. I've only been here for 37 days and I've realized I've solved my personal demons and I must dissolve and ascend.
That brings up, a line from this tribal council. Again, I was like shocked because I was just amazed at Survivor being like, we're going to be deep. Jeff says, this is a direct quote, okay?
Yeah.
Survivor relentlessly pushes you to deal with stuff. And I just thought it reminded me of that meme of Kylie Jenner being like, I just think 2015 is the year of really realizing stuff. And like, what's up? What are you talking about? Survivor is a game show where you go to an island for 30 days. I mean, I guess you could realize some things while you're there, but how deep can it really be?
Yeah, like even Amber, remember a couple of weeks ago, Amber was like, who has been doing truly nothing this season. What a waste.
Feels about her, yes, totally.
Well, yeah, when I'm home, I'm always so caught up in, home stuff, the kids, my job, this or that. And here I've learned to, stop and breathe or some bullshit. But
which tells me she needs a vacation. Rob, step up.
Yeah, you guys are millionaires.
Yeah, you guys should be making a lot of money on Instagram, hawking gummies. You should be able to have a weekend off. Bring in grandma,
So let's talk about this fire challenge here, because there's a lot of stuff.
Right to the fire challenge.
I mean, they have the immunity comp. There's some balls. They dropping balls.
From Ben leaving tribal council, I just want to ask. He asked Jeff for a hug.
Yeah.
And Jeff acquiesced. What do you think a hug from Jeff is like?
Whew. Oh man.
I know we're getting deep here, live stream.
I bet it's very firm.
Oh, it's firm.
Like that guy, he works out.
Got a private trainer.
Jeff works out. Jeff goes to some sort of person to do chemical peels to tighten up the skin a little bit. Just
cryotherapy.
Pull it, freeze the fat, baby.
Yeah. I don't think Jeff is a Scientologist, but if he was, I wouldn't be surprised.
Prime candidate, really. Don't add a Scientologist. While we're talking about Jeff, in one of the 12 moments at the beginning of the episode, the first half of the episode, where everyone's like, and this is my journey, and I realized why I want to be a school teacher. Someone's like, Jeff, when you called me and asked if I want to be on Survivor Winners at War.
Parv. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Jeff was calling. Maybe it's like some producer when it's like Nick or whatever. I was like, Parv. She just had a kid, right? How's the husband situation working out? Is Jeff calling these people? Hey, it's Jeff Probst. Do you want to be on? Like, I understand he's like an EP on the show or whatever, but is he calling people asking if they want to be on the show?
You know, here's something else, and not to bring this back to HQ trivia, but when people would win the big money prizes, it was really fun to watch Scott himself like call them and be like, hey, congratulations. Like, that's probably one of the most fun parts of the job. I'm sure it's really hard to kick people off. I'm sure it's hard to, I don't know, go through contract negotiations, whatever. Like, the fun stuff you want to do no matter how big you are. So I bet he does do those calls.
Absolutely. But then it's like, I don't know, that's a very personal thing. Julie is not calling anyone before the show. Julie's not calling anyone after the show.
No.
She's been living a quarantine life for some time.
Have we gotten any sign that Julie is still okay and alive?
No.
I mean,
I'm worried.
She could be replaced with a robot, the real Chenbot, and we would have no idea.
So let's just move forward a little bit. I want to talk about this fire comp.
I know you're dying. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing else. I just wanted to talk about that hug, but other than that, great.
The hug was firm and affirming. It was, you know how you charge up your phone, you put it on the little pad now. You don't have to plug it in. Yes. That's what that's like. A human version of that.
Yeah. Enveloping.
Okay, so lots of stuff going on here. First of all, fire comp. Obviously, with Final Four in Big Brother, you have the Final Four veto. I guess it's sort of a similar sort of thing where the veto winner gets a inordinate, like an oversized amount of power that week. So that's sort of the best equivalent. But I really love the idea of not going to a vote at Final Four of like, you have to do something to win it.
Right.
But my people, I mean, they did this in the last tribal council as well, but man, people had some looks from the jury, and I really want to talk about the looks tonight. I want to talk about the looks on the jury for a rainstorm in final tribal council. That
was horrible. I cannot believe they couldn't build a fucking tent. They couldn't set up just something to keep these people dry.
Here's a fucking idea. iPhone weather app. Hey guys, it's gonna rain when we're shooting tonight.
They can't get umbrellas.
Ben got the memo. He was wearing like a jacket to go ranching with and a big old hat.
Yeah. It was upsetting to watch. It just looked so uncomfortable because like they're trying to ask their questions and all I could see on their face was pain of like, I have to look strong because I'm a survivor so I can get through this rain. When it's like, no, you're allowed to be like, I'm uncomfy. Like, can I get a sweater? It's okay at that point. You're out of the game.
Put up an awning. Come on. So I have something to say about Ben here. Ben comes out and it's like a shocking reveal and he does like a sub as he has shaved his beard into like his normal look, which is a giant like biker goatee. And I hadn't thought about that before, but in that moment I knew that I probably wouldn't be friends with Ben in real life.
Interesting. Ben's look was shocking. He looked almost unrecognizable, but to me, the most shocking person's look after a shower and shave was none other than Danny's former crush, Nick. Because I didn't realize that in the real world, Nick chose to be a babyface. And it just hammered home to me. I don't think I mean, he might be the same age as us. I'm not sure. But that baby face made him look so young. And it was very upsetting to me.
Remember how Nick like wore a like blazer all season.
Yes.
It's like ripped, it's torn, it probably smells like shit. It's covered in fucking salt water and bird shit and bugs. And my dude, he's got a spare and it's clean and it's ready to go. He's dressed like a fucking like middle school dance magician. He's got like a red, like fire engine red shirt and a blazer. He's like, he looked so much worse than. Yeah,
that's the thing. Sometimes, like, I'm not gonna say Michelle looked better with a ton of makeup and her haircut. She just looked different, and both of them looked gorgeous. But some of them, when you see them like all cleaned up, I'm like, I liked the island version better.
Be your best self. Tyson, if this is, I mean, Tyson, weirdo, whatever. He's probably lives on a ranch.
Tyson looked the same. Tyson was actually pretty consistent.
But like, Nick, come on. Like, you looked like a confident man. I gotta figure out what season of Survivor this guy won, because I just don't buy it. Did he just like freak everyone out into like, man, we should just give him $1 million, because like otherwise he might just like
keep
follow me around, breathe on my neck.
I don't know, but yeah, that was. Maybe we should watch it. Listen, all I have is time, but
yeah,
without the scruff, I can't see a future for me and Nick there. So, you know, his loss.
For that reason, you were out.
I am out. You want to talk more about this fire?
I just thought it was really exciting. You know who was nervous?
Yul.
Parv.
Yul was nervous. How was
Yul,
nervous?
my dude. We're powering through this. So is there anything to talk about? I mean,
yeah. No, there is. So Yul was nervous. He had stage fright, he said, but he looked great. He's another one whose look stayed consistent. Yeah, they all had to talk up their games. Did you notice? It seems like Sarah had so much tood, and it seemed like she really disliked Natalie. Just genuinely disliked her. Natalie kept trying to be like, good luck, I want you to win, like gave her a little pat on the back, and Sarah would be like, don't touch me.
Sarah is like a really interesting character.
She's interesting.
Like really confident when she shouldn't be. Obviously strong physical threat, obviously a strong woman in the world, right? I'm not trying to take away what we accomplished in the last 3 hours of solving feminism. You're welcome.
Yeah, right. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
She's just, I don't know. Something's just out. It's just this weird overconfidence there. And I'm trying not to make it gendered. Like, she was really confident in all sorts of situations where she shouldn't have been. I just don't know what else to say about her. And that to me, killed her.
It's not overconfidence to me. It's just, I don't get her. Maybe it's because she's a cop, you know?
Yes, that's the thing.
Listen, all lives matter. No,
that's
I'm not
the answer for
that.
That's the answer for almost anyone who's a cop. Is like, you don't get it. It's like, listen, they're a cop, or listen, they look like
they're a cop. So. I just don't get it. I don't know. I mean, but I like Tony, and he's a cop, so I don't know. So anyway, everyone, but listen, join the club. Everybody loves Tony, of course. We saw this coming a mile away.
Sophie. Can we talk about her?
Yes, please.
She had a little tummy ache during the night of the
yeah, what the hell happened?
She gets some bad fish. Yeah, bad shrimp pad thai or something like that. I apologize that they're in Fiji and not Thailand. I understand.
Sophie just didn't feel like it. You know, Sophie didn't wear her, you know, she saw it was raining again. Remember that competition where it was raining and she was so
flashbacks.
Cold? Yeah, she was like, I'm not coming. Screw you guys.
No, she came the night it was raining. She didn't go the night of the fire comp. Beautiful weather.
Oops. Oh, okay.
68 degrees.
Yeah,
Light
I don't
wind.
know where she was.
No, then the next night in the rain, they're like, Sophie, I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's coming out of both ends. You're going.
Yeah.
You got to be a survivor tonight. She looked truly miserable.
Yeah. I mean, she said 2 words this whole thing. She was not part of this show.
They just amphetamines to the
bring her out,
wheel her out. Her glasses are all fogged up, can't see. Doesn't matter. She can't see anyways. She's too high on adrenaline and liquid cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, so they go through all of their speeches.
They were all kind of boring. Like I actually didn't have any notes
boring. No,
from
I don't either.
Final Tribal Council aside from how people were dressed.
It just felt like the same old shit. It's like we all were on this journey. My social game was good. My social game was bad. But I'm good at comps. But I'm good at building a spy nest. Like whatever. So what's more important is we go back to Zoom.
First. Okay. I know he does this every season. They collect the votes. And Jeff isn't even like, thank you very much for playing. He's like, I'll see you in Los Angeles. Power walk to his helicopter. Goodbye. Like, it's just like a dramatic and harsh.
They do this every season. I had no idea. I didn't know this was coming. I was like, wait, what's happening?
It's just funny that he's like, thank you all for playing, like this is over.
So they all write down their little votes, put them in the pot, and then every season they then have to go wait for a couple months to pass.
Yeah, they've been doing that since season like 2 or 3, something like that, very early on in the game.
Okay, well I don't remember, and that is absolutely insane.
It was just that he was like, "All right, we're done. I'll see you in Los Angeles," and he's like, as like nice as he was, he gave hugs, he made jokes about no, you can't have cookies, all sorts of stuff. Started calling Sarah by her last name on request. Opened up. He actually said earlier, he said, hold on, I gotta find my damn notes here. He says, Jeff doesn't know how to, he said, I don't know how to have relationships with women, or like, I've been reevaluating all of my, I'm like, well, Jeff, come on, man. You got too much to risk by saying that on live television or tape television.
Yeah. Is Jeff okay?
Jeff is great. Jeff is in his garage. He built a set. He's playing with his train set. He's like, he's doing good.
Okay, because I don't know anything about Jeff's home life. Like, is he single? Because I hear like, are single people doing okay during quarantine, Brett?
No comment.
Maybe you and Jeff should hang out once you can.
I'd love to. Just wear a mask. Wear a mask.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the looks. We have to talk about the looks of the final 3.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So, because this was incredible. Tony has a shaved head. He's his finished basement.
Tony's like in his like living room. He has a beautiful house.
It's a beautiful house, but that's a finished basement in like Long Island.
No, I thought there was a kitchen.
It probably is, but it's in the finished basement. That's how fancy it is.
All right.
It was underground. Listen, I'm looking for a new apartment in New York City right now, and I'm looking for basement apartments. So I've seen my fair share of finished basements. And
why are you looking for basement apartments?
Because that's the only way you can get a backyard for not $5,000 a month.
This is true.
So I've seen my share, and that's what it screamed out to me. It screamed like underground rec room. And, he's there with his kids, his gorgeous wife. She's wearing her Team Tony t-shirt.
I don't know why. I know it's not true, but in my head, his kids are also bald.
It's like the cone heads.
Yeah, essentially. Michelle, we've discussed. Beautiful dress.
Beautiful.
Very, very, very professional makeup and hair.
I mean, she looked stunning. It was unbelievable.
She was hot.
Oh, hot. And she's hot on the island, but it's just, it's just crazy. That haircut, so sharp and sleek.
Oh, out there. I just don't know. Again, I'm crying foul a little bit with the whole virus thing. Like, where'd you get it, girl?
Right. Well, and then Natalie looked gorgeous too, but Natalie looked the same. She looked like she had her hair done and she looked like she had a shower, but she still looked like beautiful Natalie from the island. Like she didn't look like a totally different person.
Oh, yeah. No, Hold on. Who are we talking about? Michelle or Natalie?
Natalie. Natalie looked gorgeous, but she didn't look different.
Yeah, someone's actually saying
Michelle looked like a different person.
Phil K is saying that in the chat. I loved how buff and ripped Natalie looked. She's awesome. I'm like, yeah, I kind of didn't.
She is awesome.
What I do have to talk about from Natalie's feed.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my. That man's ripped.
He is ripped. I mean, they go to CrossFit together for sure.
Oh. Actually, I don't like them anymore.
Oh, this is a CrossFit couple. Listen, they're not hurting anyone. They're just trying to complete their workouts of the day and eat their protein pancakes and just live their keto lifestyles. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, there's a lot wrong with it. Like, be an adult. Just get slowly fatter until you die. Come on.
Yes, come on. Join the rest of us. Quarantine 15. But so, yeah, so Michelle's with her sister, not with Wendell. And Natalie's with her boyfriend, and Tony's with his family. And so we've gone through the looks. It's gorgeous. Jeff also looks great. He's had, does Jeff dye his hair? Why is his hair so dark?
Was he wearing a hat?
No.
Again, like I just sort of envision him. He's always wearing like a branded Survivor trucker hat.
No, he was like, his hair was fresh and out. So he finally goes through all the votes.
He probably got makeup and hair done as well.
Yeah, totally.
I'm crying foul on all this. Oh, we just sent 2 crates of directions to Jeff. No, we sent people to his house.
Well,
Jeff's like, I'm playing tennis. I'm playing tennis with my live-in tennis instructor.
Jeff has enough experience at this point. He knows how to apply his own makeup.
That is true. He's a star of stage and screen. He remembers being on the great
Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
But so he has a huge iPad. Jeff does a huge iPad, and he tells them, like, here we go. We go through all the names. Michelle doesn't get a single vote.
Nope.
Which I think is unfair. I think it's very rude.
I thought about that right as they were reading it. I'm like, Natalie's going to get some. Tony's probably going to win. Will Michelle get a single vote?
No, and that's a
bummer. Not dog.
Because her whole thing was like, I felt like I didn't deserve to win the first season. Everyone acts like my win was sucks. And this only goes to show, like, further confirm that.
Poor girl. Like, she's going to think about this as a referendum on her previous win. And I mean this in the most positive way possible because I haven't seen her original season.
Right.
Nobody thought you didn't deserve to win this season.
No, maybe, but she had a good, I mean,
she had
a good shot.
Hey, she did. Like,
if it was her against Sarah, I would have said she deserves to win.
Because if she got there against Sarah, she would have had a case where it's like, hey, I got to the end with nobody. It was 5-on-1 essentially, or 4-on-1 essentially. Yeah. Another person comes in. I identified this person, and I worked with this person to get out a bunch of strong people, and I'm now the strongest player left. And I won a bunch of the final competitions.
Yeah,
more
she
so
won
Sarah.
Stuff.
Sarah won shit this year?
I don't remember. All I remember about Sarah was her being like, Nick, you can have the dinner, the Chinese dinner, because it's your birthday.
A succulent Chinese meal. Yeah, that's all I remember too. She won one thing. And that was like a team comp. That was like an 8-on-8 comp. And she's like, you can have my Chinese food. She probably just doesn't like Chinese food.
Dinner. Yeah, it was so weird. So, yeah, I felt really bad for her, but she had her sister there. Natalie was pissed.
Natalie should be pissed.
That was incredible.
Who would you have voted for?
Oscars.
Who would you have voted for?
I probably would have voted for Natalie, honestly.
Same. It's like Survivor. Let's mix it up.
Yeah. But like, it was like Oscar cam, you know, and there's like a camera on everyone as they lose. And usually because they're actors are ready. They're like, oh, yes. Natalie is not an actor. Natalie was like, fuck. And her husband or her boyfriend's like, oh, it's okay, babe. And she's like, like, she's pissed.
No, she was pissed. Michelle, oh, you just saw the light. Like, just
and her sister
empty.
was there to be like, I'm so sorry. Who cares? It's okay, girl. We're going to go out this weekend. I don't care.
No, you're not.
I don't care that New York City is still on pause. We're going out, hon.
We're going to the hair salon that we went to 3 days ago.
We're going to get some takeout cocktails and go sit in the park, sis. Michelle, I'm a fan. I like Michelle.
Yeah, no, me too. I like her a lot. I want to talk about, we got to the end here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the most important thing that happened on this 3-hour broadcast.
Okay, is it the same thing I think was important?
There's the only thing that happens.
Teenagers.
The teens, yeah.
I thought nothing could shock me more than Jeff's Zoom and his huge iPad. But then he was like, if you want to be on Survivor, and I mean anyone, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, like, that was absolutely uncalled for.
It's rough because Jeff, okay, it makes Jeff look bad. It makes Jeff seem like a pedophile. Let's be real. It makes Jeff seem like a pedophile.
Because it was like he was harried, so he was desperate. He was like, we'll take anything. Give me your 16-year-olds, your 17-year-olds. Like, it was like, he knew he was running out of time, so he had to get the information out, but it just came across as so creepy.
Here's what I don't think happened, but is what it seemed like happened. Jeff, off the cuff, on a broadcast that 20 million people are watching, is just saying, give me your teenage sons and daughters to be alone with. Like, because if he did that and like CBS didn't want it, they'd be like, yo, Jeff, can you just give us one clean where you just like don't ask for teens? So some producers like, yo, Jeff, we're thinking about doing like a teen one where we know we had a sexual assault problem last year, but I think it'll be solved if we put some luscious teens on the island.
Luscious teens. Can we just take a moment all together and remember another, I think it was CBS. It was basically what Jeff is talking about. It was called Kid Nation.
Kid Nation. Mom!
So children were taken from their families, put in like an old town, like
it was like a ghost town in Arizona that like there was a tourist trap or whatever. I loved the commercials for Kid Nation. I never watched a second Kid Nation, but they showed these commercials and there were the two shots in it where one kid is going like, Mom! Just crying. And then another one where this kid is like standing in front of these other kids and he's like, hey, you guys! I love the commercial for Kid Nation so much.
I'm pretty sure a kid on Kid Nation literally drank bleach.
Ahead of his time.
And then they had to like kill a chicken for food. It was like so crazy. But so that's what, you know, CBS is trying to capture some of that glory now with Survivor teens.
That's such a bad idea.
Especially now more than ever. Like, you know, school's not going to be back in session. All classes are on Zoom. Do you really want to pay that much for college if it's all on Zoom? No. You know what you should do? Take a gap year and go on Survivor.
Yeah. That was the weirdest thing that happened all night. In a night full of strange choices.
It was a feverish look in his eyes where he was like, we're doing it next season. And you know, you could be on it. It doesn't matter your age. 16, 17. He was like the Wicked Witch. He was like the witch in Hansel and Gretel.
Just makes him seem like a pedo. and he didn't come, like, Jeff doesn't want anything to do with that shit, but he's a good soldier.
Oh, God.
He'll go out and say
the one thing, you know. For transparency, the one thing Brett and I kept texting back and forth was like, Jeff is such a fucking pro. Because look at he had 2 minutes at the end of this episode to say like, we love this season. Thank you for watching. Coronavirus is taking over our lives, but we do have another season coming up, and here's how you can be part of it. Like, all make it seem natural and like clean and with passion, and he did it. And so major snaps to him.
Actually, the weirdest thing about this was he mentions coronavirus twice, but doesn't mention it. He says at the beginning of the episode and at the end, we're doing this from my garage for obvious reasons. And he said that twice. He doesn't say because of the catastrophe pandemic that's killing 2,000 Americans a day. Yeah. He just says for obvious reasons, which when you go back and watch this iconic finale for multiple reasons 20 years from now, people might not understand the obvious reasons. Like, you need a little bit more context. That's my note for Jeff, but what do I know? I just host a podcast that nobody listens to.
Well, some people listen to it, and we're so grateful. And some of them sent in questions, and I think we should get to those.
You hit the Twitter questions. I'm going to go through the chat and see what we got.
Oh, hell yes.
Question-wise. If you are in the chat and you have any questions for us, we're going to take some now.
Just big, major shout out to the chat right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
We got people, man.
This is our first time doing this, and even if you're all like trolling and hating on us, we love you and support you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're not trolling and hating on us, even better. So, okay, I have a question raring to go. Are you ready for this?
Get it,
but it's kind of like a multimedia question. So this is the Legend Watch ranking from Taryn Armstrong's podcast. Viewers voted on what tier to place each winner in based on this game and the past games. But we need your things correct. And I wish there was a way to display this image so that everyone in the chat could see it as well. I mean, this is very bad. I don't know if this is helpful.
Yeah, so why don't you just read off who's in each tier? You still don't know the players.
Legend tier: Tony, Parv, Rob, Sandra, and I think it's Kim.
Yeah, that was Kim.
Yeah. Is that Kim? Okay, great. And then top tier: Sarah, Tyson, Yule, Jeremy, Sarah. I'm
not looking at it. I can't help.
I don't know if this is Sarah. Who the hell is this girl? The first girl.
That's Sarah. Beautiful, smart, funny Sarah.
No, because right, this is Sophie.
Yeah, right? Come on.
Okay, my bad. Natalie, Michelle. Middle tier. Why is Denise? Okay, middle tier. Denise.
This is getting overly confusing. This is horrible to listen to. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
But this is horrible.
But also, there's a picture of Nick with no facial hair again, and I just have to say, like, this is upsetting to me.
So the question is about how we would rank them in these tiers. Do we agree with these tiers based on this season and based on previous seasons? I don't know. I haven't seen any previous seasons with these people, like other than like I saw Rob's season, Amber's season, I saw Ethan's season. Like otherwise, I've never seen any of these people before in my life. So I don't know. It seems kind of accurate to me.
I appreciate this person wanting our true expert Survivor opinions, though. So let me go ahead and make some calls.
Do it.
Denise, from this season alone, Denise, she does not deserve to be in the middle tier. She should be in a top tier. She got out two massive players. She got out two people from the legend tier. That at least puts her into the top tier.
I thought she played a very good game and ended up getting voted out on sort of a weirdo double vote tribal council where 4 of the 6 people were immune. Like that was just a weirdo, there is a bit of luck in this game and in all games, and it didn't work out for her. I thought she was great. I really liked Denise.
I can't believe that's Sarah. She looks different, so different in this picture. And then it's hard for me to say, like Nick and Adam in the middle tier with Wendell, Ethan, and Denise, great. This lower tier, since I don't even know this girl's name, the red.
Danny, it's your name.
Then yes, I agree. I just want to add. No, I actually think this is really good. I think the fans did a great job with this. The big problem I have is with Denise being in the middle tier.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was kind of like saying that Michelle was like, she was in the second to highest tier, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
like everyone was saying that she was like not a really deserving winner, but I mean, maybe this season pushed her, and maybe she's like more well-received player.
She absolutely should be. This season, yeah, both those two, they deserve to be in the highest tier for sure. They beat all these other people.
Ben being in the lowest tier seemed a bit weird because he got so far this year, but again, I never seen him before, so maybe he does suck. I don't know. I trust you, audience.
Yeah, it's funny that Nick and Adam beat Ben.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
R.I.P. Adam. I really wished I would have seen more of him this game. We have another question about Denise and Sarah from CE in the chat. At the Tribal Council where Denise was voted out, Sarah wore what looked to be a number from her island fashion line. My question is, tell me this. Was this look hot or not?
I mean, Sarah's fashions, were they hot or not? It pains me to say this, but they were not. They were raggedy, sand encrusted, with no eye towards detail, cut, or flattering shape. They were not.
I honestly don't remember. I'm not taking a crap on the girl, but if it was Sarah, it's probably going to be a not for me, dog.
I love that question.
We have a great comment from Marco Patino. We know you, Marco Patino, from the Twitters. This is quality content, unlike Quibi. Great content. Great.
So true. So true. I have a question from Twitter. From Cbread BB.
Hey.
So that's Cornelius Breadworth.
Oh,
what BB challenge do you think should be adapted for Survivor or vice versa? I think a hide and go veto immunity challenge in their camp would be pretty insane. Great call. I was thinking the other day about how fucking annoying the hide and go veto must be. It's just so messy. I loved the final immunity comp that Natalie won, which was all the balls in the cage.
That was good.
That's so cool. And that's not a hard thing to build. It's not like a big set build. And I thought it was very exciting to watch and had all these stakes to it. So I would love to see that incorporated in Big Brother.
Yeah, I mean, because the rest of the competitions are like, you got to jump off this and then dive under that and then do a puzzle. It's like, okay, like the obstacles are always mixed up and the puzzle is always different at the end, but it's like the same formula.
Right.
So like the ball one stands out to me. Just the idea of that fire competition. It's so elemental. Like that's such a great way to play out the final four. I wish Big Brother did something similar, but in the same way, the final four veto is sort of the equivalent of like who has the final power here, and that's not the HOH. Like the final four veto is sort of much bigger than any other veto. So I understand why they don't do something there, but Old Z 10 in the chat says, "Get the kids from Kid Nation, all adults now. Put them on a new season of Survivor, Wild Wild West."
Oh my God. I mean, it's an idea. Listen, we should pitch it. They drank bleach. They're children on a TV show surrounded by adults on the crew. One of them said, "Should we drink this? It's a bottle of bleach." The other kid says, "Sure." Adults in the crew said, "Let's see what happens."
You know who like work like camera people or whatever? Like they're all fart guys with like bandanas and stuff. Like a bunch of 40-year-old guys who probably don't have kids. That's why they're like working on this shit out in like a fucking ghost town in like Silver City, Nevada or whatever. And they're all like, this kid's about to drink bleach. They all kind of look at each other like, that's it.
I guess this is okay. I'm not their father.
So the kid did drink bleach or didn't? Or it came close? I know you've said it 8 times
I think they
already.
drank the bleach. I'm pretty sure they drank the bleach.
So, we're getting to the end here.
Yeah, we're at the
doing a
end.
long pod, and we're about to take. Is there anything else? Like anything from pop culture? Any Ben Affleck movies come out?
Listen, I have just been watching. I tried to watch Normal People. Listen, I've been seeing the tweets. Yeah. Have you seen the tweets?
I've seen the tweets. I've heard the podcasts. Everyone's praising it. I'm a little bit afraid.
The book is a red hot bestseller. If you're not watching the show, you're reading the book. It's on Hulu.
I'm not doing either.
I tried watching the first episode. I was ready because everyone's like, it's the horniest show since
I don't want to watch a horny
Paradise
show.
Hotel.
That's the thing. Everyone's saying I don't want to watch a horny show.
Well, I do. And I watched the first episode and I was like, this is not that horny.
Can I tell you what I did the other day? Similar.
Please do. Sure.
So, smartphones. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Okay. We're on the same page. I downloaded an app for short, called TikTok. I finally gave in and did it.
My favorite. Yes.
I literally got through like 3 videos and deleted the app. I just couldn't.
No. And here's Danny's hot
I don't like seeing normal people. Speaking of normal, you don't like watching normal people, the show? I don't like watching normal people, the people. I didn't like seeing like ugly ass teens and their ugly ass parents being like, hey dad, dab with me or whatever. Like, I didn't like it. It made me feel awkward. It made me feel like my skin was crawling. I really did not like it. I deleted the app.
I think that's a big mistake.
Next time, try again, China.
Look, yes, it is. Yes, it is probably collecting our data, but
who cares?
Who cares? Just take it. I want to die watching a TikTok. It's fine. You'd have to watch enough, Brett, and this is for everyone else who's like #old like me. I downloaded it, and you have to get through like the classic TikTok memes of like dance videos, which I don't care about. But then TikTok has such a smart algorithm.
That's what I hear.
Learning. It learns, and it just gives you the stuff you want to see. All I get on TikTok are puppy videos. And they're so good. Puppy videos and like weird comedy videos. And it's so good. I laugh till I cry. I could watch TikTok for hours. I really could. And it's just the most fun. You need to, I'm going to start sending you TikToks when I watch and you're going to love it. And anyone else, please @HeyJulieBB, tweet at us. Send me your information because I will send you TikToks too because I need to spread the word of these TikToks. They're so good.
Should we create a Hey Julie TikTok account?
It's just so hard. I can't create. I'm not like, they're so creative. I'm doing enough. I'm doing enough here. I'm putting my heart on a platter in this podcast, okay?
This is true. You got 2 podcasts. I can't be doing
TikToks too, but I can curate.
Absolutely. So what I was trying to say as we wrap this up here, there's no immediate announced plans for Big Brother 22. We desperately hope.
Very upsetting.
Desperately hope. So if Big Brother comes back, we'll be back multiple times a week. We'll be live streaming. Thank you to the people who checked out the live stream. Or if you didn't know about it for whatever reason, it's on YouTube. It just saves there. You can watch it. You can watch it on demand or whatever. Just go to YouTube, the app. Whatever. Sorry, it's not TikTok teens. And I think now that we have this technology, we should maybe try to pod more. Maybe talk about the Scooby-Doo movie.
We will be listen, Big Brother is coming. And come hell or high water, Brett and I will make it our duty to pod until it's here, and then we'll pod exclusively about Big Brother. But until then, there's much to discuss, much to talk about. We have our own very specific tastes in content, and I'm excited to discuss those things. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to tell us at HeyJulieBB. But we've just unlocked a new dark portal with live streaming video, and we're very excited. I obviously our heart and soul is in Big Brother, so I really hope it comes back. But
it's
we'll
going to be
find a
our
way
year.
to do
If Big Brother happens, it is going to be the summer of Hey Julie.
Yes, for sure. And join us because it's going to be so fun. I'm so excited that there's a chat. I want to see the chat while we're doing this.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, people are just kind of commenting along with us. It's pretty good. I really appreciate everyone for doing it.
I think that's so cool.
I'm learning things. I apologize. My damn mouse cursor has been all over your face at various points throughout this stream. I got to figure out what the hell's going on with that. I think we did pretty good technology-wise for the first go-around. It's only going to get better.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And always tweet at us at Hey Julie. Leave us a review or a comment.
At Hey Julie BB.
Yeah. We've been doing this for 5 years. Leave us a comment or a review. We appreciate it and love it all. And we'll see you next week with something new.
For sure. Add us. Tell us what to watch. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Anyways, this has been great. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Tell a friend. OldZ10 in the comments. Hashtag Summer of Hey Julie 2019.
Woo! Yeah, OldZ.
Thank you for watching. Bye, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.